Hello students, today we will start current electricity level 1. You can download the question from the link given in the description of the video. Question number 1. A circuit is given where number of resistance are connected in the different combination as shown in the figure. So this is the question. 2 ohm resistance. Here we have 1 ohm resistance. All this resistance are 1 ohms and these are 2 ohm resistance. The 2 points, this value is 1 ohm. You have to find out the equivalent resistance between the point A and B. Now this MCQ can be done orally also, since we have to find out the equivalent resistance between point A and B. We connect a battery to check the distribution of the current. So if the current enter from a point A, then this is the first junction where the current will be divided. So because this can be done directly, otherwise suppose the current in this branch is I1, so here it will be I minus I1, then again we have a junction, say I2, then it becomes I minus I1 minus I2, again we have a junction, let this be I3, so it will be I minus I1 minus I2 minus I3. So whatever current will flow in this resistance, the same current will flow in this resistance. So if the current in the two different resistors in the circuit is same, that is a series combination. So the current flowing in this is I minus I1 minus I2 minus I3. Then from this I3 will come, here it will become I minus I1 minus I2. From this I2 will come, then it becomes I minus I1. From this I1 will come, so this becomes again I. So if we want to divide the current, it can be easily divided, but we can see that these two resistance are in series combination. These two resistance are in series combination. They have a same current. So 1 plus 1, it will be 2 ohms. So I am not drawing the equivalent diagram. You can orally do this. So 1 plus 1, 2 ohm. 2 ohm parallel to 2 ohm. It becomes 1 ohm. Again 1 comes in series with 1. So 2. 2 parallel to 2. 1. 1 series with 1. 2. 2 parallel with 2. 1. So if I name this point CD, so the equivalent circuit becomes, this is CD, here we have 1. This is your point A and B. So now we have 1 ohm connected in series. So R equivalent directly becomes 2 ohms. So it is a simple sum. Second, MCQ number 2. Figure represent a balanced Wheatstone bridge. The value of resistance R will be, so clearly it is given that the bridge is balanced. So clearly it is given that a bridge is balanced. And we know that when the bridge is balanced, the ratio of these two resistance is equal to the ratio of these two resistance. So all the values are given. So let us name this resistance as P. This entire combination name should be Q. Let this combination, this resistance be named as R, or say R dash, because R is symbol here, and this be S. So from the figure, we can write P is equal to 100 ohms. Q, this is clearly the parallel combination. So it becomes 100 into R upon R plus 100. Let R dash value is equal to 200 ohms. and S is equal to 40 ohms. So if the bridge is balanced, then we know the formula. The ratio of these two resistance, that is named as P and Q, is equal to the ratio of these two resistance, that is R dash upon S. So this implies 100 upon, let us name for the time being Q, is equal to R dash, that is 200 divided by 40. So it becomes 5. So Q is equal to 20. Now let us substitute the value of Q. So it becomes 100 R upon R plus 100 is equal to 20. This implies 20 R plus 2000 is equal to 100 R. Therefore, 80 R is equal to 2000. So R is equal to 200 upon 8, that is 25 ohms. 8 2s are 8 4s are 5s are. Okay. So the option for this is A, and the option for the previous question was D. So this is the direct application. Question number 3. A cylindrical wire is stretched to increase its length by 10%. So the length of the wire is increased by 10%. We have to find out the percentage increase in the resistance of the wire. So let us see a method for this numerical, and then whatever value is given we will substitute that. First we write the initial resistance to be R, that is rho L by A. This is your initial resistance. Let the final resistance when the dimension is changed be named as R dash. So it can be written as rho L dash upon A dash. So these are the two equations. Now it is clear that if we have a conducting wire in a cylindrical form, and if you increase its length or decrease, whatever is the condition, now if I increase its length, its area will change. The cross-sectional area will change. So as the length increases, the cross-sectional area will decrease in proportion to it, that we will see. But the volume always remains constant. So here, after writing this two equation, that is initial resistance and what should be the final resistance, that is rho L dash upon A dash, it is given. Now we come to given that length increases by 10%. So final length is equal to initial length plus 10% of L dash. So it becomes L plus 10 upon 100 L dash. This is equal to 11 L dash upon 10. So this is your L dash is equal to 11 L divided by 10. That is, the new length become 1.1 L. Now if the length changes, the area will also change. But you have to remember that volume always remains constant. So we use the concept of the volume remains constant. Now initial volume is equal to final volume. So initial volume is AL, final volume is A dash L dash. Therefore final area is equal to AL upon L dash. In the place of L dash, or let me write this first, this is the formula for A dash. Say equation number 4. Now if I substitute or use this equation 3, so substitute equation 3. So A dash is equal to AL upon 11L divided by 10. So LL is cancelled and we get the new area to be 10 upon 11A. That is equation number 5. So we substitute this now. Equation number 3 and 5 in the final value of the resistance. So we substitute equation 3 and equation 5 in equation number 2. So R dash is equal to rho, in the place of L dash we have 11L by 10. In the place of A dash we have 10A divided by 11. So if I rearrange all this term, R dash becomes 11 by 10 whole square rho L by A. So this becomes, say, equation number 6. So this is your final resistance. Now since we have to find out the percentage change, we have to connect the initial with the final. Clearly, if I compare this equation 6 and 1, rho L A, rho L upon A can be written as R. So either you take a ratio of final divided by initial, then rho L by A will be cancelled, or I can write R dash is equal to 11 by 10 whole square R. That is using equation number 1. Using equation number 1. Therefore, R dash upon R is equal to 121 divided by 10. So in the terms of ratio, the final resistance becomes 12.1 times the initial resistance. But we have to find out the percentage change. Now percentage change is change in the resistance divided by the original resistance, that is written as delta R upon R. That is change in resistance divided by the initial resistance. So this is equal to 121 minus, sorry, here it will be 100, not 10, sorry, that is a 10 square. So it will become 1.21 times, not 12.1 times. The final resistance will be 1.21 times the initial. So 121 minus 100 upon 100. So delta R upon R is equal to 21 divided by 100. Multiplying both the sides, so percentage change, that is multiplying both sides by 100, this becomes 21%. So what is the increment? If this answer comes out to be negative, then there will be the decrease in the value of resistance. Here we got plus 21. So the resistance will increase by 21% time. That is our option number B. So this is how we find out the change in resistance. So sometimes the length is given, the length is increased or decreased. Sometimes area is increased or decreased. So you remember the steps: equation 1, equation 2, whatever is given, then the volume remains constant. Find the other value. It will be inversely proportional. This increased by 11 by L by, this is 11 L by 10, it becomes 10 A by 11. Substitute and find out the percentage change. Remember, percentage change is the final minus initial upon initial, and in percentage you multiply both the sides by 100. Now let us see question number 4. The circuit is given. The question is simple. Find out the equivalent resistance between A and B. So first we connect a battery or a cell to check the division of the current. Now we find that this indicates that these 2 points are not connected. So this shape, that is like a semicircle, indicate that this wire, both the wires, this line and this line, both the wires are not connected. That is a different combination, different connections. Now, it is clear from this diagram that it is a Wheatstone bridge, but we have these two additional resistance. Now it is clear that if we start a current from this positive terminal, it will be divided into the three parts. So these two resistance which are clearly connected between the 2 points A and B can be redrawn like. So if I want to redraw the diagram, I should connect these two resistance in such a way that they are between point A and B, and the remaining portion is a Wheatstone bridge, and we know that this all values are identical. So the Wheatstone bridge is balanced. So let us first draw this Wheatstone bridge. So all this resistance are taken care of. We have to just say these two resistance which are connected between the points A and B. So this is we connected between point A and B. Now we connect a battery with point A and B in such a way that a current is divided into the three part at the junction A. A and B are the junction. So I can connect a battery at this point, or instead of this I can connect a battery like this, which indicate that a point A is connected with a positive terminal and B is connected with a positive terminal. Now whatever the current comes from this positive terminal, it should come out from other side. So this is your I, this is your I. Clearly the current will be divided first at this junction. So we replace this point A here. It does not make any difference because this point and this point are at the same potential, and these are the same potential points. Now the current is divided here. Let us name this current to be I1. So the remaining current will go into the Wheatstone bridge. Now this bridge is balanced. Clearly P upon Q is equal to say R upon S. So this branch already becomes ineffective. So we need to find out the equivalent resistance. So there is no need to further divide the current. Otherwise again current come at this point. Say the current flowing through this branch is I2. Then this branch will become I minus I1 minus I2. This branch becomes ineffective. That is point C and D are at the same potential. So the equivalent diagram can be thought of by removing this resistance. So if I remove this two resistance, now it becomes ineffective. Why it becomes ineffective? Because the bridge is balanced. So galvanometer what we have connected shows a zero deflection. So that is the equivalent diagram of the given diagram. Now these two resistance are in series combination. So it becomes 2R. This becomes 2R. And this have a same current. It also becomes 2R. So the 2R resistance, we have 3 row of 2R resistance. So RR 2R, RR 2R, RR 2R, and then we again have a battery, and this is a point A and point B. So what will be the equivalent resistance? 1 upon R equivalent is 1 upon 2R plus 1 upon 2R plus 1 upon 2R. That becomes 3 upon 2R. So R equivalent becomes 2 by 3 R. So this is the equivalent resistance of the given figure, that is option number A. Now we have MCQ number 5. Again we have to find out the equivalent resistance between point A and B. Again you have to find out the equivalent resistance between point A and B. Now we can think of that the point A is picked up from this and it is pulled outward, and point B is picked up and pulled outward. So you can pull up, or you can think, you can imagine this situation and redraw the diagram. So first thing is, in order to clearly understand what are the combination, whether they are in series or parallel combination, you can think like this. First you pull up this. So I redraw the diagram. This is my point B, this is point D, and this is picked outward. So this is my point A, and this is connected with B, and the other end is connected to D. So this is the situation. So if you can think, the point A is pulled outward. And similarly, if I pull this point B outward, so the diagram becomes R, this is C, then C is connected with B, and between C and D, we have again this R. So now the picture is clear, and if I restructure it or redraw this diagram, because this point is my A point, this point and this point are at the same potential. So I replace this point A here. I replace this point A here because we have no component here, no resistance. So they are at the same potential. So I replace this point here. So if we assume that this is a positive terminal, if we connect a cell to understand, this positive terminal is connected with this two resistance, that is between capital A small b, so capital A small b, capital A small d, then BD, this is BD. So you have to visualize the things. Pulling up this. Now if I restructure, it is clear that if I connect a battery here, if I connect a battery, this point is capital B, clearly it becomes a Wheatstone bridge. So these are the four arms. Now let us name this as P. This is your Q standard points which we have used. So it is a balanced Wheatstone bridge, and you have to remember, if the Wheatstone bridge is balanced and all resistance are identical, then the equivalent resistance is also equal to the individual resistance. So the R equivalent of this circuit becomes small r only. That is, our option becomes C. So this is question number 5. Now let us see MCQ number 6. We have the potential difference between the point X and Y. We have to find out the potential difference between point X and Y in the figure. So a voltmeter is connected between point X and Y. So we can see that the current can be divided at this point, that is, the division of the current take place at this point, and negative terminal, that is also divided at this point. So if we cannot find out whether the resistance are in series combination or a parallel combination, it is better we name the ends of this resistance. So let us name this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have a 4 resistance. Now generally the 5 resistance, 5 capacitor, 6 resistance, 6 capacitor, or 4 resistance, 4 capacitor form a structure of a Wheatstone bridge. And at the same time, you have to see that we know the structure of the Wheatstone bridge. So we can draw this structure first. And we know that in the Wheatstone bridge, the current from the battery is divided into 2 points. So if the positive terminal is connected in such a way that the current is divided into 2 branch or 2 arms, and negative terminal is also divided. So first we try to find out whether it is a Wheatstone bridge or not. So always it is better to check first for a Wheatstone bridge if there are 4, 5 or 6 resistance or capacitor also same thing is applicable, because clearly when we start a current from this point, it will be divided into 2 branch, which is also the situation in the Wheatstone bridge. And when the current comes out, again it comes from a 2 branch only or 2 arms only. So we have to check the division. Now 1 point and 3 points are connected to the positive terminal. So I can take this 1 point, then I have to label this 2, this point can be 3 and it should be 4. So 1 and 3 are connected with positive terminal. 2 point goes to Y, and from Y to X, which is 4. So voltmeter come at this point. So this point is my X. Now see the negative terminal, it has 7, 6, and when we have a 6, 5 is connected with 4, 4 is labeled here. So we have this point as 5, 6, 8 is connected to Y. So this is your 8, 7, and value is identical. So 100 ohms, 100 ohms, 100 ohms. So clearly again it forms a balanced Wheatstone bridge. It forms a balanced Wheatstone bridge. So if the current is divided into 2 branch or 2 arms, first you try to check a Wheatstone bridge. You can visualize this as also a Wheatstone bridge. If we have a practice, we can easily visualize it. So we can easily visualize it. And if you do a practice, you will also be able to visualize this thing. Now if I do the ratio P upon Q is equal to R upon S, it comes out to be 1. That is a balanced Wheatstone bridge. And if the balanced Wheatstone bridge, the potential at Y is equal to potential at X. So here the potential, if we have connected a galvanometer, it shows 0 deflection. It means the potential is equal. We have to find out the potential difference. So potential difference between point Y and X would be equal to 0. So direct, we have the answer as 0, that is option number A. MCQ number 7, again it is very simple, that is based on the coding, and if you remember the coding, it was B.B. Roy, Great Britain, very good wife with gold, silver. That's what we did in the theory. Now here we have a resistance. The first band given is of yellow color. The second band is violet. The third is a brown, which give you a multiplier, and the fourth band available is gold. So that is the coding we will use. It started with black and the number was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we have a tolerance as well as a multiplier for gold and silver. Here we have a yellow. So yellow code was 4. Violet, that is, this is a violet, that is 7. Third color give you the multiplier, brown, which is 1. So it becomes 10:1. Plus minus tolerance. And now if you remember, the tolerance for gold was 5%. For silver it was 10%. If no color is mentioned, then it is 20%. Gold and silver can also be a multiplier, that is 10⁻⁻1, 10⁻². So you refer this theory. So here directly we write the answer, that is 47 into 10 raised to 1, so it becomes 470 plus minus 5%, sorry, plus minus 20, sorry, the coding was 5%. Sorry, for gold we have a 5% or 20%. So that is 5% for gold, silver 10%, no color 20%. So the correct option become 470 plus minus 5% ohm. So that is option number A. So that is a direct application of the coding. Question number 8. A current of 0.5 ampere, so I is equal to 0.5 ampere, is passing through a copper sulfate solution. How many copper ion will be deposited on cathode in 10 seconds? So T is equal to 10 seconds. You have to find out the number of how many copper ions will be deposited. Now we have a copper ion, so here the valency is 2. Here the valency is 2. So the charge deposited should be equal to twice E. So we have to find out how many copper ions will be deposited on cathode in 10 seconds. So you have to find out how many copper ions will be deposited on the cathode in 10 seconds. So we have valency given is equal to 2 plus. So the charge will be equal to twice E. So Q can be written as quantization law, that is twice E into N. So N, number of ions we have to find out, and the charge will be, if you remember the theory, in one cycle the 2 electrons will be removed from this copper rod, so it becomes 2 plus. We have to find out how many number will be removed, or how many electrons will be removed from the copper rod in 10 seconds. So Q is quantization N into E. So directly formula, I is equal to Q by T. Therefore Q is equal to IT. Q can be written as N into twice E is equal to 0.5 into 10, that is 5. So N can be written as 5 divided by twice E. So 5 upon 2 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. You substitute this value and find out the answer. So in 10 seconds, this much number of electrons will be removed from copper rod, or you can say this much ions will be deposited on the copper rod. So copper rod will becomes positively charged. So substitute these values and find out the answer. Question number 9. In the case of hydrogen atom, an electron move in an orbit of the radius. So in a hydrogen atom, so let us say this is a nucleus and electron is revolving. So this is a proton or a nucleus, positively charged. An electron move in an orbit of radius. So R is given, that is 5 into 10 raised to minus 11 meter, and the speed is 2.2 into 10 raised to 6 meter per second. Calculate the current. You have to find out the current. So one electron is revolving in a circular orbit, and we have to find out the current here. V is given. So current can be written as Q by T, and electron is revolving, so it becomes E by T. For one revolution, this T can be written as the distance. So distance will be 2 pi r. Time is equal to distance upon speed. So I is equal to EV upon 2 pi r, and this t can be written as time taken to complete say one rotation of electron around the nucleus. So current is equal to EV upon 2 pi r. Radius is given, speed is given, E is also known to us, and this we have did in our theory portion also. You substitute the values and find out the correct option from the given options. Now MCQ number 10. At what temperature would the resistance of the copper conductor be doubled of its value at 0 degree centigrade? Alpha is given. So the question is, what should be the temperature if the resistance of the copper conductor is doubled as that of 0 degree? So let R naught the resistance at 0 degree centigrade, and let R be resistance at T degree centigrade. So we know the formula, and it is also given you have to find out T degree centigrade, and at this temperature it is given the resistance becomes double of the resistance at 0 degree centigrade. So this is given. We know that R is equal to R naught 1 plus alpha delta T or delta theta. Sometimes we write delta theta. So here R is equal to R naught 1 plus alpha T minus 0. Now here in the place of R I can write 2 R naught cancel. So 2 is equal to 1 plus alpha T. 1 come to this side, so T becomes 1 upon alpha. Now what is alpha temperature coefficient? That is given as 4 into 10 raised to minus 3. So that is equal to 1000 divided by 4. That is 250 degree centigrade. So the option becomes A. Now question number 11. We have three resistors 2R, 2R, R connected as shown in the figure. You have to find out the equivalent resistance between point A and B. So we connect a battery. Now we can name this resistance in the place of their points 1, 2, 3, 4. We name the two ends of the resistance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now say the positive terminal is connected to point A, 1, and this one is also connected with 4 and 5. So first I draw this 1, 4, 5 connected with a positive terminal. This becomes your point A. Now 1 and 2 together, 3, 4, we have no option, we have to name this. Now see the negative terminal is connected directly to the 6, and via this wire we go to point 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 are connected, 3 and 6 are connected, and they are connected with the negative terminal. Now we have the three resistance in parallel combination. So now this 2R in parallel combination give you the value of R parallel. So R equivalent becomes R parallel becomes R by 2. That is option number B. Now come to the last MCQ, that is MCQ number 12. Again we have to 5 resistors are given. You have to find out the resistance between point B and C. So we connect a battery between point B and C. Now in order to understand whether it is a series combination or parallel combination, we can do the distribution of the current. Let the current from the positive terminal comes out to be I. This current is divided into two parts. Let this current be I1. So this will be I minus I1. This I1 comes to point A. Again it is further divided. So let this current be I2. So the current in 3 becomes I1 minus I2. This I1 minus I2 come at point C. From this we get I2. And here we get I minus I1. So at junction C, I2 is added to I1 minus I2. I2 cancelled. So I1, this I1 is added from this current. So you can see the distribution of the current according to the junction rule, that is Kirchhoff's first law. we can directly find out that what is the current flowing in 3 ampere, 3 ohm is I1 minus I2, and the current flowing through 7 ohm is same. So they are in series combination. So the equivalent resistance between A and C becomes 10 ohm. This 3 plus 7 is in series combination. So we can draw equivalent diagram. This is 10 ohms between point A and C, and now this D point is gone, and we again get another equivalent to be 10 ohms. This is connected to a point B, 9 ohms, and then we have between point B and C, so this is your 5 ohms, this is point C, and here we have a battery. Now this 10 and 10 are in series combination, parallel combination, so equivalent becomes 5 ohms. So we redraw the diagram again. This is point B, C, 5 ohms. Between A and C we have again 5 ohms. This is your 9 ohms, and now we have a battery between point B and C, or a cell. Now again, if we do the division, the current in 9 ohms and 5 ohms is same. That is, they are in series combination. So 9 plus 5, 14. So we again redraw this diagram, and in the last diagram we have this 9 plus 5, 14 ohms, and again B and C we have a cell. So between A and C, now this A point is gone, we are left with 9 plus 5, that is 14 ohms. So 14 ohms is in parallel combination with the 5 ohms. So R equivalent is equal to 14 into 5 divided by 14 plus 5, 19. So this becomes 70 divided by 90. That is 3 point something. So if we refer a option, we have only option D, which is 3 point something, other is 5.2, 0.4 point like this. So this answer comes out to be 3.684, that is option number D. So this is what we have for today's lecture. In the next lecture again we will continue some basic MCQ of current electricity, that is we will continue with the level 1 only. Today most of the numericals were related to the Wheatstone bridge or an equivalent resistance. So in the coming lecture we will see again the distribution of the current or the potential difference like numericals. We will say in the next lecture, that is again it will be the level 1. The PDF file for the next lecture is also given in the description, so you can download the PDF file from the link given in the description of the video, and you can practice it before the solution is sent to you, and then you verify your options or correct answers from the solution provided through the video. Have a nice day.